Hey, this is Andy. I'm here at San Diego Comic-Con 2014 with Brian Flynn from Super 7. And how's it going, Brian?
It's going great. We're having a great show so far.
All right. Well, why don't you show us what you have this year, especially with the Alien stuff?
Yeah, sort of the big thing for the show has been the Alien playset.
Yeah.
It's like an old throwback Kenner playset. It's sort of based on the Land of the Jawas playset, and that's pretty much been what people have been going bananas about. Then we have the Deep Space Eggs, which are it's a blind box action figure, which we haven't really seen people do before. And there's one of 8 different figures in there, 2 new sculpts that no one's seen before, and 2 different colors. We have the glasses that we debuted last year. People still want glasses that haven't been able to get them, so we brought the glasses again. We got a whole rack of new shirts, as expected. And then within final action figure world for the action, we have the Pulp Fiction, the Gimp in a box. So he's in his wooden crate.
All right.
You can let him out.
Move over here.
And for vinyl, we have sort of collaboration with Secret Base off my old Franken body with the Baki head. There's a splatter and blood splatter, non-blood splatter version of that. We did the Candy Kaiju. We did 3 sets here where it's sort of a cookies and cream, which is a glow and brown swirl vinyl. The Mongolian is an opaque green and yellow glitter swirl. The Mummy Boy we call the Adventure set. It's an opaque pink and clear silver glitter swirl. And then you can get a Mishka Boy or a Pumpkin Boy head. That's the 8 figures within the mystery egg. So the new sculpt is Kane with the chest burster that's not been released. And then this is actually Ripley in the spacesuit, so it's a different helmet with no light and a new Ripley head within the traditional spacesuit. You have Ripley and the alien, and you can either get them in smoke gray with the glitter to look like a deep space scene like Stars at Night, or pure clear.
Now for the Alien playset, you've got a blue version here, but there's a black version for pre-order. Is that right?
Yeah. When we made it, we didn't know how many we could sell, and we underproduced by apparently a criminally large amount.
Short amount.
So everyone was freaking out about it. So we want people that come to the show to be able to get the exclusives. So the blue one's already made. So we're taking pre-orders for it here at the con. It's exactly the same inside, just it'll be the black box instead of the blue box. So anybody that wants one that came here can still get one.
Is there a difference in the way they're produced? The blue you made, was it by resin or?
Yeah, it's still going to be the same unless we get a gazillion orders. I mean, if you think about the plastic base, it's this big. The tooling on it would be this big. We would have to sell tens of thousands of them to amortize that tooling cost. So it's a fan project.
Now, a lot of the Super 7, the ReAction stuff now, it's being handled by is it Funko? Is that right?
So we are sort of partnering on ReAction. ReAction was, as we found out very quickly, was much bigger than we could actually pull off by ourselves, and the scale of it was bigger than we could do. We're good friends with those. They've been next to us in booth for the last 8 years. They had the infrastructure to do the warehousing, to do the shipping, to do the fulfillment, to follow up on orders and POs that we just couldn't do. So we worked out a deal for them to do that. So what you'll see sort of is the majority of the ReAction figures are sort of standard figures on card backs. That stuff will all move through Funko and go through mass market retail and go through, wherever you buy toys, you'll buy Funko. When it comes to the stuff that we have, so we're developing the line, we're designing the toys, they get it out, and then we'll do special editions, sort of very more elaborate fan versions of everything that are for the die-hard collectors.
How do you find it different from doing sort of indie vinyl for so long and the t-shirts and everything to this? It seems so much is blown up now with the aliens and the other ReAction stuff. How does that feel? Or what's that like?
I mean, it's great because ultimately you want to make things that people get a chance to buy. I mean, that's the ultimate. You want people to buy the toys and enjoy your toys. It's very interesting because you're getting people that are buying the action figures. They're also onesie twosie picking up vinyls here and there, and up some things. But we're not approaching it any differently. We're still sort of like, okay, what do I want to make? And what we're finding is that within the action figure market, just like the vinyl market is, when we put our point of view out there, because that's what we want, there's other people that collect toys that are looking for the same thing. It's just there's this many vinyl collectors and there's this many action figure collectors. So proportionally, there's just way more.
Do you think there's going to be a chance of any kind of crossover effect, pulling in new indie software collectors, or vice versa, or what?
I think there'll probably be some that are just like, it's a new point of view. It's the same thing like you've seen over the years. There's certain old school vinyl collectors that only bought vintage kaiju that also now buy some of the new sort of bigger, more deluxe kaiju figures made by whether it's Paul or Lash or us or anybody else that have started buying that stuff because they find affinity to it. Like I know another guy that buys super high-end, perfect box only, buys tin, really expensive stuff, but he also loves Koji's Kappa Shonen, and he buys all the Kappas. So, you're starting over time to see it. I don't think it's going to be like this giant rush and it's the new thing. That's not going to happen. But I think you'll definitely find people that find their niches within this, that they find things that they like that they didn't see before.
Is it tough to carry on both types of lines now with the ReAction? No? It's all good?
Completely. I mean, we've been doing this stuff for 13 years. We know we just keep making it as we make. It's not like all of a sudden it's different. It's like what we've been doing. So we keep making that, and then ReAction is sort of just another thing that's got a different point of view or a different manufacturing thing, but we approach it the same way, and then make the stuff we want and see how it does.
And what's coming up with a ReAction line?
I mean, there's a gazillion licenses coming out, but literally coming this Monday, Back to the Future and Escape from New York ship. Then you got Terminator, you got Predator, Universal Monsters, Modern Monsters, Nightmare Before Christmas, Buffy, Firefly, Goonies, Pulp Fiction, amongst others. There's a lot. And then there's all the stuff we haven't even announced yet.
Now, with the original line, the Aliens, I mean, you did the groundwork, you found the protos, you picked them up, you got them. But these other lines seem to be coming fast and furious.
Yeah, but that's the opportunity with working with somebody like Funko. If we were doing it ourselves, it might only be 2 or 3 lines that we could get out of the year. With them, we can move at a much faster pace because they just have resources we wouldn't have.
Is it easier to get the licenses that way?
Well, in a lot of cases, they have the licenses, so we're adding categories rather than creating new licensing deals.
All right, excellent. All right. And there's a couple of more here I don't think we've seen yet.
Yeah, so we already sold out of a couple. There's the Alien Vinyl, the Ooze It, and Earthbook. So current offers here, that is a metallic copper black swirl with gold paint. The Mishka Boy is purple and green swirl, and Caveman Dinosaur is red with gold and black. And then on the Destroy All Kaiju, both of these are the drip vinyls, which is sort of a new thing to do. And then the Fossilla is yellow with brown, orange, and green, and blue drips, then painted. The Bug Splatter Crystal Mecha is light blue, dark blue, black drips and then glow drips as well, with gray vinyl, and then spattered out. It's sort of, there was a joke, like, if Crystal Mecha was flying 1,000 miles an hour, like, what would happen? It's like Windshield and Bug, It's just sort of a playful take on that.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Brian. Looks good. Appreciate it. All right.